YouTube channel. And finally, like, we get to look at a Bleacher Report article. I've been saying for so long that I was gonna do one of these Bleacher Report articles. And I'm pretty excited. Top 100 players. I know King of the Fourth Quarter did this. I didn't look at the video, but I just heard of it, and they even have everyone in the position. I might be looking a little late for this article, but it doesn't really matter. Like, honestly, I don't really think it matters that I'm looking kind of late, cause like anyways the season's not gonna start, so I could like look this like even more late, and I have to look at this before the season actually starts, because then maybe some adjustments might happen, even though they have only 8 regular season games. Oh yeah, they have top 15 point guard, shooting guards, etc. at every position. Then they have injury exclusions where they have Marvin Bagley, DeMarcus Cousins, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Blake Griffin, Luke Kennard, Victor Oladipo, Klay Thompson, and John Wall. I totally agree with the injuries exclusions. And just missed the cut. Like, these are like honorable mentions. Harrison Barnes. I mean, I don't really agree. Harrison Barnes. Like, then you have Mikal Bridges. Brandon Clark is young up and coming. I think he should be top 100. Then Goran Dragic, Dorian Finney-Smith, Joe Harris, George Hill, Rashawn Holmes, Royce O'Neal, Norman Powell. Norman Powell had a great season this year. He has to be top 100 then. Julius Randle, Laughingstock with the Knicks, JJ Redick, Josh Richardson, Colin Sexton. Wait, dude, in my opinion, I think he's like the best player on the Cavs. Like if you think about it, like, he's very underrated, dude. Kevin Love, offensively not as good as Colin Sexton. Really, what Andre Drummond does is really get rebounds. He could score the ball, so I think Colin Sexton, even though he doesn't have any other, he's a good ball handler, but I feel like he's the best player on the Cavs, but they don't think that. And Tristan Thompson, DiVincenzo, Warren White, Robinson, and so they have Derek White, and they don't have Colin Sexton or the other player. They don't have Norman Powell, Colin Sexton, and they have Derek White. Like, he had a disappointing season. Anyways, Dante DiVincenzo, great pick there. He played great this season. Then T.J. Warren maybe should be a little higher because he could do a little bit of everything. Derek White, same thing, but he didn't have a good season this year. If you look at the stats, then you have Duncan Robinson, Miami Heat. He's had a pretty good season this year. Really, this is probably his best season, so he had a great story. Then OG Anunoby basically is a great defender. And then you have LeVert, Bertans, Green, Morris, Robinson. Karis LeVert at 95. I mean, that might be a little too low for him. Then when you go down, you have Davis Bertans. I mean, I don't agree with that because I feel like Karis LeVert has a better, maybe all-around game. So and he's on a better team too. And then Danny Green, 93. Okay. Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris' situation is kind of weird because he went to the Knicks. And when he went to the Knicks, it was he was playing great, but right now he's playing okay on the Clippers, so it's kind of hard to judge him. Then Mitchell Robinson, a great defender. Gasol, Capella, Drummond, Whiteside, Williams. I feel like Andre Drummond and Hassan Whiteside are kind of overrated. All they could do, all Drummond does is get rebounds, and Whiteside's kind of lazy on the defensive end, even though he's averaging the most blocks in the league, but he just stat padding, he's I need to get my 3 blocks, right? So, he kind of doesn't care about winning, he doesn't really impact winning. Marc Gasol, nice. Capella, probably going to be average player for the rest of his career, and then Andre Drummond. I mean, Andre Drummond, all a typical center needs to do is rebound and play some defense. And Andre Drummond's kind of lazy. He doesn't play any defense. And, all he does is really like rebound. Then you have Hassan Whiteside. I mean, like, see, it says 3.1 blocks in just 31 minutes. I don't care. Like he doesn't impact winning. Like 3.1 blocks, cool, right? But he wants to get like 3 blocks every game, right? Like, ooh, I need to get this block. That like he's leaving some assignments, right? He doesn't do some stuff. So yeah. And then Lou Williams, 86, great bench player. Allen, Robert Covington, Kelly Oubre, Turner, and Horford. I mean, Jared Allen's is pretty good. I don't know if he's better than Mitchell Robinson. Then you have Robert Covington, 84, a 3-and-D player. I know in KOT4Q he's a meme, so yeah, but in real life he's a great player in my opinion. Then Kelly Oubre for the Suns. Miles Turner, a stretch big. Perfect big for the modern NBA. Like, I want him on my Rockets team. I think the Rockets, like, I like the idea of small ball lineup, but I feel like you should get at least one big who could shoot the 3-ball. If they can't shoot the 3-ball, it's like a bad idea. I think trading Clint Capella was the right decision, but I feel like should have got a big who could shoot a 3. And then Al Horford just was trash in the system because he was playing the 4. Yeah, and the thing is that when he plays the 4, the team's like worse. Like with Horford at 4 and plus minus 5.8, and then he's better as a 5, so he like really comes off the bench. So that's why I'm saying like the 76ers need to like trade Joel Embiid, dude. There's no reason to get him off the bench. Doesn't make sense, you know. Hardaway, Fournier, Green, Ingles, Jackson. So at number 80, they have Tim Hardaway Jr. You know, he's great alongside Luka Doncic. Probably like one of his best years. He's only a scorer, but I mean, some teams might just need that extra scorer. And then you have Evan Fournier. I like him. He's a pretty good shooting guard. And then Draymond Green, I mean, it's kind of interesting because this year, like, he had a trash team around him. I don't completely blame him, but he had a pretty bad team around him. But still, he played horrible. Like, I'm not going to lie, but, like, he still had, like, 6.2 assists per game. He was a pretty good playmaker. But he didn't play that good this season, only averaging, like, 8 points per game. At least averaged, like, 10. So it's like a curious case for Draymond. And then you have 77 Joe Ingles, who could defend, and he could also shoot the 3-ball. Nice. Jaren Jackson Jr. I think should be like top 65 because he's like the perfect Robin to the Batman. Like he could shoot the 3, he could defend. I also want him on the Rockets. They could still run the small ball. Like Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 5 is like he's like. I don't know. I think he's like 6'11", but still, like, that's not super tall for a center. Most centers, he's like 7 feet. And Jonathan Isaac, Tucker, Gordon, Wood, Beverly. So Jonathan Isaac, I mean, I think he played great this season, but the injuries just hit him. He's such a good defender. Maybe like future defensive player of the year for my man Jonathan Isaac. Then you have PJ Tucker for the Rockets. Has PJ Tucker ever missed a corner 3? Asking for a friend. Yeah, he's great for a team that like needs 3-point shooting. He's also a good like defender. Like without PJ Tucker, I don't know how the small ball lineup would have worked. Like such a strong player when he's defending too. So I like him. Aaron Gordon. Like I feel like Jonathan Isaac is like maybe a little bit better. Like Aaron Gordon, I mean, he's kind of disappointed this year because he wasn't like the necessarily correct system. Like this is the thing, like Jonathan Isaac best at 4 and Aaron Gordon's best at 4. They don't really have a small forward. I see them that they should trade him, and I think for the Suns they could trade him for I think Kelly Oubre. Yeah, Kelly Oubre would be great fit. Then Christian Wood, I mean. He just played spectacular this season. I mean, he's so underrated that Christian Wood, I really like him. And basically, I would have preferred Christian Wood over Andre Drummond. Honestly, he's the perfect for modern NBA. Another player I want for the Houston Rockets. And then Patrick Beverly, a great defender. You go, and then Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray is so low. What? Okay, that's kind of DeJounte. Okay, DeJounte. Whoa, I was about to say, dude, Jamal Murray at 70. Buddy Hield 69, great 3-point shooter. Dennis Schroeder at 68, probably gonna be a sixth man of the year. Jonas Valanciunas 67, Devontae Graham 66, and Rose Bogdanovich, Harris, Barton, Rubio. Don't tell me they put Ricky Rubio over Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose. Oh, they did. Okay, but I mean, I'm not that mad about that. That's just like I don't think Ricky Rubio is better than Derrick Rose. Boban. That was confusing. Bojan Bogdanovich. He's such an underrated player. 20 points per game. Game with 2 shooting percentage, 12-16. With great elite players, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Devin Booker, James Harden, Damian Lillard, and Chris Middleton. That's great company right there. Tobias Harris, 63. He has such a big contract, man. Not worth it. Will Barton, I like him. I like Will Barton. He's just a great guy off the bench. I like him. What's next? Ricky Rubio. Okay. I don't think he's better than Derrick Rose, but I'll let that one pass. Favors, Harold, Lopez, Adams, Ball. Derek Favors, great center alongside Zion Williamson. I think that's great that they have Derek Favors, could just defend, and then Zion Williamson, I think he should just be an average. I think if he becomes an average defender, I think he'll be really good. Average, that's what I need from him. From some more defense. Montrezl Harrell, 59, a great bench player. Second and sixth man of the year. What I don't get is that Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams are in the sixth man of the year race, so it's kind of weird. I don't know what it is. Brook Lopez, Milwaukee Bucks. He's a great center along Giannis. He could defend. He could shoot the 3-ball. I like him. But the 3-ball this year, he's not that good at it. Steven Adams. Then you have Lonzo Ball for the Pelicans. Ibaka, Smart, DeRozan. Okay, Millsap and Love. Then you have Serge Ibaka. You have Paul Millsap. Marcus Smart is a great bench player who could defend. Very underrated his whole career, basically. DeMar DeRozan, last year, I would have put him at, top 20, maybe, 18 or something. This year, he really declined. I feel like he's underrated because he could score. People, forgot about him. But, still, he declined very, very, too much, man. Paul Millsap, the glue guy. I mean, I like glue guys. Kevin Love. Like I said, I think Colin Sexton is better than Kevin Love, so I'm okay if you say Kevin Love's better, but I feel like Colin Sexton's just a little bit better. Because Colin Sexton's young and he's 31 years old, so. And LaMarcus Aldridge for the Spurs. I think that's a great spot for him. I think that's a really good spot for LaMarcus Aldridge. DeAndre Ayton, I think he's very underrated. Look, he's the number 1 pick, and all they're talking about is Luka Doncic and Trae Young and stuff. He had a 25-game suspension, but 19 points, 12 rebounds, 1.7 blocks. He's a great, I don't think he's that good for the modern NBA, but he has okay defense, but he could work on his defense. He got better at it. Then you have Malcolm Brogdon. Maybe a little low. No, I think that's a good spot for Malcolm Brogdon. Let's go. Jamal Murray. There we go. That's a perfect spot for Jamal Murray right there. I like that spot. Next player, Spencer Dinwiddie. I mean, like, Spencer Dinwiddie is great, dude. Spencer Dinwiddie, like, borderline all-star. Like, you might be saying Jamal Murray's way better, but, like, Jamal Murray's not going to be, like, an all-star. Like, Spencer Dinwiddie just played so good when Kyrie was out. So, I have that Spencer Dinwiddie better than D'Angelo Russell. So, I think I'm fine when he's 45, but the bad thing about, like, not bad, but, like, the thing about D'Angelo Russell this season, like, if you guys are wondering why would they put it at 45, it's because, like, Golden State trashed teammates once he went, then he got injured, and then he got traded to Minnesota, which he barely played any games. I mean, I think next season he's going to be pretty good. Zach LaVine, 44. See, until he proves himself on a good team, I think they'll put him higher, and I think he could do it. I think he's pretty good he'll be pretty good on a good team, right? So, like, I mean, I don't think, like, they think he's have empty stats, you know. He may have empty stats, but he worked on his playmaking, got a little better on the defensive side of the ball, and averaging, like, pretty good scoring numbers. So I think I want him to go to another team where the Bulls just get good. Just fire Jim Boylan there. Gordon Hayward's not better than, like, I don't think he's better than Zach LaVine. Like, I think everyone would agree with that. Who's next? Fred VanVleet. He's a great shooting guard. For them, he could play some defense and may even give you some offense. Yeah, I like him. Then there's John Collins. I mean, John Collins, like, I talked about him. Like, yeah, I think he has a lot of potential, but, like, again, he hasn't improved on the defensive side of the ball. I feel like Jaren Jackson has more potential than John Collins. I just like him better than John Collins. Eric Bledsoe for the Milwaukee Bucks, bruh. He needs to show up in the postseason, bruh. Like, if he doesn't show up, there's no way the Bucks are gonna win a championship with him. Hopefully, maybe even, like, Dante DiVincenzo shows up. Kristaps. Okay, okay? You might think this is too low for Kristaps. I think this is a good spot. The beginning of the season, Kristaps Porzingis was a little disappointing, averaging like 19 points per game. He just came off from an injury. He had an injury. He didn't even play basketball in a year. And he was on a Knicks team. He got traded to the Mavericks. So then he just started to pick it up. 25, 10.9 rebounds, 3.2 threes, and true shooting percentage 60.5. This is how much he was averaging in January. I think next season he could be a great player for the Mavs right now. Maybe they could be in some title contention. Then Danilo Gallinari. I mean, like, when he's healthy, Danilo Gallinari is a great, impactful player who could do a little bit of everything. Not great at anything, but, like, he could do a little bit of everything. And when he's not injured, he is great. Nikola Vucevic, I mean, he's kind of like one of those forgotten stars. 2011, 3, and just like 2 seasons, and maybe I feel like he might have been declining. He's a weird player in my opinion. De'Aaron Fox at 36, and I like that spot. Montes Sabonis at 35. I thought he would be a top 30. He was an all-star. Let me see who's over him. Ja Morant, like, okay, I would like to say put Ja Morant over him, but the thing about putting Ja Morant over him is that Domantas Sabonis is an all-star, so I think maybe Domantas Sabonis could be over Ja Morant for now. I think in the future, Ja Morant's going to be better. Like, maybe, I think next season, you know? Who's next? CJ McCollum for the Trailblazers. Okay. Who is next then? Donovan Mitchell at 32. Whoa. Donovan Mitchell at 32. Okay. I think he's a top 30 player. I think he should be higher. That's just, period. I think he's a good offensive player. Can pass the ball pretty well. He's a great ball handler. Like I don't see any reason why he's not at a top 30 player. Then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is like a great player for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Like, he is a great player for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I really like him. I think he could be a good, young, up-and-coming player for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I think he could be great. Sorry for the distraction, guys. I'm sorry for the distraction right here. Right now. I'm sorry for this distraction. Again, I'm just saying that a lot of times. Right now, then here's Jaylen Brown for the Boston Celtics. Again, I think Jaylen Brown is a very underrated player. So I think this is a good spot for him. Who's next? Oh. Zion at 29. So you're saying you're not going to put Luke Kennard on this list. And you're going to put Zion Williamson. Played 19 games. No, I'm not even kidding. 19 games. Zion Williamson played 19 games. That's because he averaged 23 points per game. He hasn't even played a full season. And injury exclusion. What? Luke Kennard played 27 games. Zion played 19 games. Okay. I can't say this enough times. Bleacher Report is just like, okay, just stop, stop pressurizing him. He hasn't became, super good yet. And you can't put him this high. He's gonna eventually become good. Just stop it, okay? Just stop it, Bleacher Report. Seriously. Brandon Ingram, okay? I think maybe he should be a little higher than 28. Then Devin Booker, okay? I think that's a fair spot. Bam Adebayo. Jrue Holiday over Brandon Ingram. Sure, before the season he was better than Jrue Holiday, but Jrue Holiday, I think he's a great player and all, but not a top 30 player. And also, I don't think he should be over Devin Booker, dude. I just don't think so. Devin Booker, and he's old. Donovan Mitchell was really low too, so I don't know. Then there's Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker at 24. I think that's a fair spot for Kemba Walker. I think that's a good spot. What's next? Trae Young. Okay. Then you have Russell Westbrook at 22. Okay, I think that's a little too low. Way too low for Russell Westbrook. Who's over him? Who's over him? Wait, did I miss one? Oh wait, Bradley Beal over Russell Westbrook? Oh, that's okay. That's weird. Okay. Kyle Lowry over Russell Westbrook. Sorry for the distraction again. Anyways, Kyle Lowry over Russell Westbrook.
That's blasphemous.
Over Russell Westbrook. Okay, that's weird. Okay. Again, sorry for the distraction again. Kyrie Irving. Rudy Gobert, 18. I feel like he's become a little overrated. Seriously. Rudy Gobert at number 18. Dude, that's weird. Pascal Siakam at 17. Okay, that's a fair spot for Siakam. Then Paul George. Okay. Ben Simmons at 15. And then they have Cat at 14. Maybe a little too high for him. Then who's next? We have Chris Paul at 13. 13, yes. Chris Paul's at 13. Again, I'm sorry for that distraction right there. My brother just came into my room. And also make sure to watch the Project BBALL podcast, which me and my brother are on there. So yeah, another distraction there. I'm sorry for the distractions right there. I'm really sorry. Distractions though. There's a lot of distraction. A lot of things are going on right now. So 12 Joel Embiid for the 76ers. Okay, maybe a little too high. Jason Tatum, I feel like maybe is a little too high here. I think I'll put him at like 14. Right? 10. Whoa, okay, 10 Chris Middleton. Okay, I don't think this is not worse than the Zion one, because I feel like he's like a top 17 player, so I think this is not worse than Zion one. Jimmy Butler at 9, cool. 8 Anthony Davis. 7 Damian Lillard. 6 Nikola Jokic for the Denver Nuggets. And then there's 5 for Luka Doncic, okay. 4 for James Harden. 3 for, I'm guessing, Kawhi probably, yeah. And then 2 is probably going to be LeBron and 1 is going to be Giannis. I think their top 5 is pretty good, but this list, like, every year Bleacher reports the top 100 is not good, dude. I'm being serious, dude. It's not good. None of these lists are good for Bleacher Report. They just want to say something that would like blast the internet. I mean, I don't know about that, but like still I feel like it's fun to look at these, but like Bleacher Report's not that good in my opinion. I think everyone can agree with that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.